Caitlin, what's going on?
Nothing much. I've been recently applying to jobs, and I'm not sure what will help me in really succeeding in jobs, actually.
Interesting. What do you think about personalities?
I mean, yeah, they matter, but I think emotional intelligence really matters too.
I guess personality is more important than emotional intelligence when it comes to career success. But let me break it down for you, okay? The personality traits can be broken down into the five factor model, which stands for openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism, which stands for the acronym of OCEAN. Openness to experience often leads to imaginativism, curiosity, and the desire to find new experiences. Conscientiousness relates to putting others' feelings and ideas into consideration before making decisions for yourself and others. Extroversion is the behavior type that feeds off of confidence and the ability to influence others amongst them. Agreeableness allows for one to find commonalities and empathy for most parties when making a decision, and neuroticism concerns a person's ability to deal with stress, pressure, and criticism from others. I also want to give you a definition of emotional intelligence. It's the understanding of interpersonal sensitivity and the ability to recognize one's own feelings and others' feelings. But like I said before, I think that personality is more important than emotional intelligence.
That's interesting, yet debatable. Can you tell me more about the theoretical foundations of these?
Yeah, I got you. The implicit leadership theory is one of the ones that I found, and it was developed by Robert Lord and some colleagues. This is based off the idea that individuals create cognitive representations of the world and use these preconceived notions to interpret their surroundings and control their behaviors. One of the studies that I found that kind of correlates to this is by James Kouzes and Barry Posner. They asked multiple participants how and what they found to be the best and worst traits about their previous bosses. And the most responded responses were integrity, being a team player, and strong decision making. All of these traits lead back to one of the five um, ocean factors. Integrity plays into neuroticism as leaders and people that are pursuing their careers need to be able to withhold stress and pressure from others when deciding career changing decisions. Being a team player plays into extroversion and conscientiousness as all of the decisions that are made not only affect themselves but others, as well as strong decision making that also plays into the conscientiousness and extroversion.
That's really interesting. Could you tell me a few more theories?
I have one more, the interpersonal theory. This theory deals and concerns with and how and why people interact with others as they do and how those interactions influence subsequent interactions. This plays into the conscientious personality trait and is important because the effects and decisions that are made not only affect themselves but the others around them. This personality trait can lead to a successful career. I'll leave you with this quote from Abraham Lincoln: with malice towards none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right as God gives us the to see the right. Let us strive on to finish the work we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds. This kind of just plays in and shows that we have to look out for others before we out for ourselves, and that um, this can be played into some of the personality traits set up before.
That's really interesting. I think I've read a few articles about personality traits and how they pertain to career success. The first one that I saw was about gender, and studies have shown that leaders, male or female, do have the same personality traits, or good leaders do have the same personality traits. They were seen as decisive, assertive, and highly strategic. And it didn't matter the gender of the person. The all leaders kind of had the same personality traits, and one weren't really better than the other. And these traits really helped lead and create an environment that people can learn and strive in, which leads to success in the long term. It really didn't have to do with anything with emotional intelligence. It was more based on their personalities. The next article that I saw was about proactivity. There's a study in the university in China on graduates that there was a correlation between proactivity and a person's job search or internship success. Um, Proactivity initiates change, takes advantage of opportunities, and shapes their external environment. So basically, the more you are proactive in your job search or internship, the more likely you will succeed. And proactivity is seen more as a personality trait. So proactivity is a sign of extroversion, and extroverted people tend to go out more and put themselves out more to find these types of jobs, while less introverted people are less proactive and don't look for internships, don't really look for jobs, which hinders on their success. If you really don't put yourself out there, then you're not going to be able to succeed at all. Again, emotional intelligence was not a determining factor of success. The personality trait of proactivity was really a real big part of the success. And the last article that I saw was about sports. They had a bunch of athletes and non-athletes uh, take the five-factor model test and see what they had. So the most successful athletes had the best scores in the Big Five personality test and scored higher than low performing athletes and non-athletes. It showed that high level athletes scored higher in all areas except openness than non athletes, and low level athletes scored higher in all areas except extroversion and agreeableness than non athletes. So, really, the better you do in the five-factor model test, the better you are at succeeding. It's
Well,
really didn't talk much about emotional intelligence because that's not really the point. The point of it, it shows that a better personality or stronger personality in the big five really shows that you can be successful with those. You don't need emotional intelligence to succeed. It can definitely help, but it's not necessary.
whoa, that's crazy. Well, I think both of us can acknowledge that emotional intelligence is needed in all organizations and companies in order to have an understanding of how customers feel and what they would like in their service or what is being provided to them. Although I do think that emotional intelligence is a learned skill and is needed, I don't find it to be more important than personality traits when it comes to career success. In situations where quick reaction is necessary and personality traits will come forward, emotional intelligence will not come into play as quickly as someone's personality. Personality traits, as seen before, can be applied and employed to multiple facets of life, from sports to school to the actual workplace, kind of indicating a higher importance than emotional intelligence when it comes to career success. What do you think?
I think that sounds about right. I think I'm gonna keep that in mind when I'm looking for more jobs. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, just ask some more questions if you do need it. But you seem to have a good knowing based off of the articles that you read. So good luck when it comes to your career and kind of the things coming before.
Thank you so much.
Of course. I'll talk to you later, Caitlin.
Okay. See you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.